Yeah, understanding unconsciousness, biasness, cultural competence, and humility. Let us try to understand what is unconsciousness biasness. Unconsciousness biasness is things which you do without intent, which happens automatically in a natural course of duration. But whatever happens is detrimental to the other person. Probably you have not taken into consideration about the emotions, feel and feelings of your co-workers or teammates. So importance of cultural competency is very, very important, and it cannot be neglected at any cost. Our world is becoming intensively diverse. The definition of diversity has evolved over a period of time. Persistence of health disparities is a problem. Patients do better when their physician look like them. Patients do better when they feel heard and understood. Now that is what we are trying to forward it. Be it your customers, be it your client, even your employees. If you are looking around it, we need to be culturally sensitive. So, what are my diversity pillars? We are trying to represent diversities. We are trying to have an inclusive climates. We have trying to bring a cultural competence. These are my pillars for a wonderful inclusive organization. We are committed to improving the increasing the three pillars of diversity. Remember, the pillars are persistent diversities, inclusive climate, and cultural competence as a case might be. What are we looking at? Multiculturalism is a situation wherein different cultural and racial groups in a society have equal rights, have equal opportunities, and none has been ignored or regarded as insignificant. Cultural competencies is the ability to interact effectively with people of different cultures. It means to be respectful. It means to be responsive with the to the health beliefs, to the beliefs, their practices, the culture and linguistic needs of a diverse population. Then comes cultural humility, is an ability to maintain interpersonal stance that is other oriented. Other, when I say, is other people oriented or open to others in relation to the aspects of cultural identity that is more utmost important for every person. We'll speak about cultural humility. It goes beyond the concept of cultural competence, believe me or not, to encourage individuals to identify their own biasness and to acknowledge that those biasness must be recognized. You need to understand that cultural competence implies that one functions can be thorough knowledge and mores and beliefs of another culture. So one can function with a thorough knowledge and belief and more and beliefs of other culture. Cultural humility acknowledges that it is impossible to be adequately knowledgeable about cultures other than their own. People have different practices, people have different rituals, people have different thought processes altogether. Humility denotes the willingness to accurately assess oneself, one's limitation, the ability to acknowledge the gaps in knowledge and openness in the new ideas. That is what we should all strive towards it. So why is cultural humility more important? Cultural humility means not pigeonholes. Knowledges of different cultures and the assumption, the practices is indeed important, but it goes much, much, much far than this. Cultural important humility is important in helping redress the imbalance of power. Approaching each encounter with the knowledge that one's own perspective is full of assumptions and prejudices can help us keep an open mind and remain respectful of others seeking involvement. Diversity and inclusions, innovations and productivity, as a case might be. Remember, identifying diversity among intelligent people on a team contributes to more effective problem solving than team comprised of the best performing intelligent people without identity diversity. This is what we are doing around it. Remember, diversity and inclusivity is equal to innovations and productivity. The more inclusive the diverse group of people are working around it, the more ideas it is going to generate. The ideas which is profitable, the idea which will come out of the boxes. Why? Because they will come from different perspective, point of views. So yes, the diverse and intelligent people would contribute more effectively in solving a problem and taking up an issue head on and probably contributing productively. That is what we are looking around here. Studies have shown that companies that achieve diversity in management teams or in corporate boards attain better financial results on an average than other companies, as the case might be. So raising awareness, workshop, learning experiences for medical professionals or for professionals that matter. Focus is only on science and research as the biasness could impact. Look at the team of doctors and paramedical staff out working around here. And that is what we should all strive towards it. So what is biasness? It's a tendency. Remember the probability of tending towards one decision or inclination that results in a judgment without question. And that is what biasness is all about it. So what is it? We are looking at an automatic responses. What is it? We are looking at a shortcut to interact with the world as the case might be. What is unconsciousness biasness? Remember, this is the brain that we talk about it. Mental association that are made without awareness, without intention, without control. It comes out automatically. It's into a normal parlance of thing that goes around it. So that is what unconsciousness biasness is all about it. Awareness, intentions and control is concerned. These often conflict with our consciousness, attitude, behavior, and intentions thereby. So, what we see, do we see what is to be looked around it? Does it mean this is going to have an impact? People are going to fall down? Probably not. Why? Because it's on the velocity. So, what we see and what we understand are two different things. We may see fun, we may see it's an exciting provision. It might be exhilarating, absolutely, to be out in such position where people are just defying gravity and still sticking to their seats. On the other hand, people might be very afraid of, scary. It can be nauseating. People might feel like vomiting altogether. Why? Because it is dangerous. Why? Because it is just not normal. To see the situation out here, people make different kind of interpretation. One is all about fun, exciting, and exhilarating. The other one is all about scaring, nauseating, and dangerous. And different interpretation at different corners of the bars. You look at it. So what is there? It is a wielded shield. What is there? It's a bright paint. What is there? There's nuts and bolts and curved design. Exactly what is being seen was something different, as in what has been felt. But what exactly is there? It is steel, it is paints, it is nuts and bolts, it's a curved design, nothing else. So what do you look out here? What is there? If you want to go around here, you see a hair, you see a earring, you see a glass, you see a neutral expression, but people might say the color of the person who's been evolved around it. They might have a prejudices all towards it, and that is what we need to see. What we see is something different. We see different jawlines. One of those people who are socially inept, rebellious, unfriendly, and so on and so forth. The unconsciousness is malleable. This is very true. This is the brain that is functioning without our knowledge. General guidelines for reducing biasness. Recognize any biasness or any stereotypes you may have observed. Treat each learner as an individual. Respect each one of them for what he or she is. Rectify the languages or a case example or demean the group. Do your best to be sensitive to terminologies. Introduce discussion of diversity in departmental meeting per se. So general guidelines for reducing biasness. Become very well informed about the history, about the culture of the groups that you own or you are being associated with. Convey the same level of respect and confidence in the abilities of all your learners. Do not try to protect any group of learners. Be even-handed in how you acknowledge a student good's work. Recognize the complexity of the diversity as the case might be. Take a pause, PAUSE, a quick way to check a reaction. If you give a reaction 10 seconds after when you intend to give, you'll see you give a much better reaction. Remember, PAUSE would be pay attention to what actually is happening beneath the judgment, beneath the assessment. Did I say take a 10-second pause or step back from a situation? A is to acknowledge your own reactions, what you want to say. And once you have said, it might be detrimental, it cannot be retrieved back because the words spoken cannot be taken back along. So acknowledge your own reactions, your interpretation, your judgment. Understand what the other possible reactions would be, their interpretation would be, their judgment would be. Search for the most empowering, most productive way to deal with the situation. And E stands for execute your plan. This is pause. Take 10 seconds time to react. Take a step back to understand the situation. Pay attention to what actually is happening. Acknowledge your own feelings. Acknowledge how will you want to understand, want to give reactions, but what will be the other reactions? what will the other person thinking, how it will be interpreted, then probably come in between and search for most powerful way to deal with the situation. This is how you execute your plan. With this, I come to an end of this presentation. Thank you for watching this video till the end.